panicking. Cheers. I pushed the button a little bit too fast, I think. But anyway, welcome to my channel. My name is Ingeborg. The channel's name is Stitch Too Far, and I'm here to talk about my stitching, and this time also about my trip to Italy. It's Sunday morning, March the 3rd. Yeah, and it's March. What happened to February? I don't know, but it's March. I hope you all have been well, and I hope you've been stitching, and I'm going to share with you what I've been stitching on, but mostly this is going to be about my trip, because I have not done a lot of stitching. But let's just get that out of the way. I have prepared poorly, but I did gather all the things. So before I went away, I stitched some more on this piece, Praise of the Needle. I'm not completely sure, but I think I did. Because I wanted to finish the lines I was working on. I'm sorry for all the noise. And here's where I got to. I'm almost done with the saying or the poem. And I'm in love with this. So let's see. Yep, this is where I'm at. I'm 8 lines into the poem. I added the one that was taken out. Yeah, I love this. As always, I have the information about what I'm stitching on and what I'm using in the description box. And I think I just need 2 more lines. Let's see. Yeah, I think I need 2 more lines. So the last 2 at the bottom and the name of the poet, and then these bands. I'm gonna have to think about what colors I'm gonna use for that. But I'm gonna try and copy what I did on the top part. So we'll see how it goes. And then I went on my trip, so I didn't do a lot of stitching. I just brought my travel project. Oh. So this is my travel bag that Diana made me. And this is my current travel project by Hinziet. Let it snow. And I'm almost done now. I was missing one color, and Orietta very kindly gave ecru to me because I packed all the blues, but I forgot ecru. Oh well. And I'm just stitching this on a sparkly aïda 14 count that I don't know where I got somewhere as a bonus or something, I don't know. Yeah. I'm almost done. I'm working on the snowflake. That's the last bit I need to do, I think, and that's, I can add the charm. Yeah, fun stitch. Not too difficult, easy for traveling. Don't have to bring a lot with me. So yeah, I worked on that in Italy, mostly when I was at Orietta's. And the last thing I started this when I got back, because I forgot about the birthday sale that Emily C at Eclectic Possessions is having. And it has started on March the 1st, but you're welcome to join in anytime you want. It runs until her birthday on the 25th, I think. But I knew that I was gonna try and find something else to work on because I don't have goat load and I don't really have an interest in getting it. So I thought I would rummage around in my stash and see if I could find some other innuendo patterns. And I found some and I put them up on my Instagram for people to vote on which one they thought were the most appropriate dirty stitches. And this is the result of the votes. Rise and Grind, because by Hands-On Designs, and luckily it is charted for DMC, so that was easy. And then the fabric that the model is stitched on is Oaken by Picture This Plus, and I happen to have that, so it was meant to be, I guess. So I started that on Friday the 1st of March, and I got a lot done yesterday, because yesterday on Saturday I basically unpacked and did all my laundry and stitched in the meantime. So yesterday I accomplished about half of the design. So here's where I got to. I'm using all the cold foil colors, except in the sun I picked out a variegated DMC number 51, I think, because that's more of a sunset feel to me. And I had to fussy cut a bit to get it a bit equal on both sides, but yeah. Needle minder that I got from Denkai last year. So I'm about halfway. And I have some other things that I need to get started because of retreat and something I'll talk about in a minute. I will put this away for a bit, because if I work on it some more, it'll be done way before the birthday sale is over. And I did think about starting more of the dirty patterns that I have. But since I have other things that I need to get started and finished soon, I thought I would put this aside now and maybe stitch on it on the birthday, on the last day of the sale. See how far I can get. I need to check what day that is. If it's a weekend day, I can definitely finish it off. No pun intended. Anyway, it's been so much fun seeing everybody work on the goat load pattern and seeing everybody's comments on my suggestions for my version of the goat load pattern. So thank you to everyone with a dirty mind. So that's all the stitchy stuff that I can talk about. Well, I did visit an LNS when I was in Italy, so that will be the last bit of stitchy stuff. I had no whole other than that. No, I don't. So my trip to Italy. What should I say? It was amazing. I had so much fun. I saw all the churches and all the naked ladies' pictures and yeah, at the end it was a bit of a saturation point, but yeah, it was totally worth it. I really enjoyed Venice. I was surprised how much I enjoyed it because of boats, but who knew? Yeah, Venice was a lot of fun. And what I will do is I will add a bit of video and pictures that I took at the end, just if people are interested to see a bit of what it's like. But yeah, I got there late on Thursday, so I didn't do much on Thursday, but Friday I had the whole day in Venice and I was really early at San Marco Square. So I went to the Doge's Palace, which is amazing. And then I went to the San Marco Cathedral, and the lines were really short, or well, comparatively short, and I think I waited 5 minutes in line. So it was a good time to be there. It was foggy, that was the only downside. So not a very clear view of the square and beyond, but hey. So in San Marco, definitely worth going there. Oh my god, those mosaics. And don't forget to look at the floor as well, because the floor mosaics are amazing. You weren't allowed to take pictures, so I was very good and didn't, but I regret afterwards. Because there were people just taking pictures anyway. But yeah, I went up to the top floor. There's a little museum, and you can go outside on the balcony where the horses are. And you can go inside and see a more close-up of the ceiling, which is awesome. I love that. It's amazing to see when you're close up how much detail there is in those mosaics. I mean, little faces, just like my size face, with a lot of details, with just tiny mosaic tiles. All the bling you can think of. It made me think, Diana, if you're watching, it made me think of when we went to the Met in New York and they had that special fashion exhibit, which was inspired by art. And there were, I don't know which designer it was because I'm really bad with fashion, but there were those blingy dresses with like iconographic pictures on them. That's basically what the whole ceiling was like. Yeah, I will try and find a picture and put them next to each other if I can. So yeah, Venice, and then I walked around a lot, and as you do, you get lost because it's all tiny alleys, and it was a lot of fun. And whatever happens, you take 5 turns, and there will always be a sign pointing you towards the Rialto Bridge or to San Marco Square. So don't worry. It felt very safe. It felt very clean. People were very nice and polite, and yeah, no complaints. Loved it, every bit of it, and I will definitely want to go back and see some more, because one day it was not enough. But yeah, oh yeah, and it was carnival time, so there were a few people walking around dressed up, with the children dressed up, and there were some little neighborhood activities going on that I bumped into, so that was fun as well. Definitely very different from the Dutch carnival, but I've already talked about Dutch carnival before, so yeah, so that was Venice. And then the next day on Saturday I left for Padova, and I met up with Orietta in town, and she showed me around, which was awesome. We had a great time. It was a beautiful city, definitely some place that you, if you're in the area, should try and visit. Had a great pizza there. And what else did we do? Oh yeah, we had a ticket for the chapel, where there's a chapel. I have to insert the name because I'm bad at names, but I'm trying to remember. No, it's not coming. But there's a beautiful old chapel that has all frescoes on all sides that were done by Giotto, which is a very famous, I think pre-Renaissance, but yeah, or start of Renaissance painter. He really changed the way people painted. It went from a very two-dimensional to a more three-dimensional look, and much more expression on people's faces and things like that. It was really nice. It has been restored, I don't know when. They made you watch a video, but I forgot. I'm bad at dates, let's just say that. So I'm not sure about the date when they restored it, but it's gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning and amazing. So we did that as well, and then I think we went back to her place and just had a laid back evening, and met her husband, who was amazing and a good cook. Oh no, we also went to an L&S. That's what I forgot. We went to her local needlework shop, which is still not as local as mine is, so about an hour's drive. But yeah, that was awesome. We hoped to meet up with some people there, but unfortunately plans didn't work out. But we will meet soon at the Dutch retreat, hopefully. And it was a lovely needlework store. It wasn't big, but it had lots of stuff crammed in that tiny space, and lots of beautiful models, and lots of Renato Parlin models, as well as charts. Apparently he likes to visit the place, so I'm gonna rent a room there and stalk him. But yeah, it was lovely. Yeah, it was amazing. They have so much things. We had a lot of finishing things as well, but I managed to snag up some things that were either on my wish list or things that I want to experiment with. So I got a few Colores DMC threads to experiment with. And these linens, I'm not sure if they're Weeks Dye Works, but I just like the gingham look. These are 28 counts, and I'm just gonna try out to see if I like them for little ornaments with like a monochromatic pattern on them. If I don't like it, then it's gonna be a giveaway. And of course I couldn't resist browsing the Arlene patterns, and I was just a little bit too early because when I came back from my trip he posted that he released new designs. And Letitia, you might want to check those out because they are cross stitch, but they have a very Jacobean feel to them, and if you're still in that groove, then you might like to see them. I'll try and find a link and put it in the thingy. But yeah, and he has a series of small tiles with floral patterns, and some of them are on my list, so I got a few. So I got this one, Edera, and this one, Cardo. So they are now ready to find a place in my stash, and I got this one. I think I sent, it's a bad picture, I'm sorry, but I sent a similar pattern of this Fiori Antichi to Olivia, I think, and I saw this one and I thought, oh my god, when we're both done we might have to switch. Because I love this one too, but I love the other one too. But yeah, anyway, and then the lady of the shop surprised me because they are actually having a contest with a Renato Parlin pattern that's not available. But the contest, I need to check the date. Oh yeah, I have until the 20th of March to stitch either one of these 4 little squares. I'm not gonna really show them too much, but I'll find a picture and put it in here. Because they're very cute. And finish it, fully finish it in some way and take a picture and send it to the shop. And they will, Renato himself will draw a winner, and the winner gets, I think, I'm not sure. Oh, they get a mystery box, I think, or something. So yeah, I'm gonna be stitching that. And when I finish it, I will try and see if we can come up. We as a whole community come up with a really good finish, so that maybe that will help in getting my name drawn from the entries. But yeah, cool, right? So that was all my acquisitions, and that was a stitchy shop. And then we had another day at Orietta's. And we just basically had a nice and relaxing Sunday. They both had been very ill and were still recovering slightly, so I really appreciate that they would have me over anyway. And for me it was fine to have a relaxing day between 2 busy city visits with lots of walking. So what did we do? We had a relaxing morning and stitched a bit, and then we went for an amazing lunch. Oh my god, this is the best seafood ever. And then we had a little drive around, and she showed me a bit of where she grew up and just the countryside around in the area where she lives. And we had a little walk, and I think that was it. Basically relaxing time, and it was awesome, and I loved every minute of it. And next morning early I had to catch a train to Florence. So Orietta and Dave both drove me to the train station, which was a bit stressful for her, I think, because the traffic was a bit more busy than anticipated, but I made it fine, there was no problem. So train trip was fun. Trains in Italy are a totally different experience from trains in the Netherlands. It was very comfortable. But I remember that they served drinks and refreshments for all the passengers when I went from Venice to Padua, which I've not seen in the Netherlands for ages. So that was interesting. Yeah, fine, lovely time. And in Florence, I dropped my luggage off at the baggage depot, how do you call it? I don't know. Baggage area, and I went into town because I couldn't check into my apartment until the afternoon, so I went to have an early look around. And I'm gonna mix up all the churches. So I think I went to Maria Lorenzo something church, which is amazing. Yeah, that was amazing. I spent quite a long time there. And then I hopped over to the local covered market, the Mercato, which on the ground floor has all kinds of little shops selling all kinds of produce from the area. So cheeses, meat, veggies, pastas, all kinds of stuff, which was a lot of fun to walk around. Oh, fish, of course. And then the first floor has a food hall. So there are like about 20 little food stalls that sell all kinds of regional food, even some Japanese and Chinese food. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And it was pretty close to where I was staying. So for me, it was an easy stop also to get something to eat in lunchtime and try different types of dishes. So that was excellent. And then I went and checked in and walked around a bit more to get my bearings. I think I went to the Duomo Square and have a look around there. Amazing. That church is giant and gorgeous, and if you like rocks like I do, you'll have a great time in Florence, because every major building has beautiful marble and all kinds of special igneous rocks, and yeah, gorgeous. Then the next few days I'm not gonna be able to memorize which order I went to places, but I did visit the Uffizi Gallery. Amazing. Of course, I went to see the Signoria Square, where there are a few of the statues, and a copy of the statue of David is there. And I went to the Galleria Academia to see the original David, and that is amazing. And that is a nice museum. Also, I have seen a few embroidery pieces in some of the museums, so I will try and add those to my pictures, because they were stunning. They were mostly religious embroidery, so altar pieces and clothing for priests, which were embroidered amazingly beautiful. I've been to Palazzo Vecchio, which is next to the Uffizi, and it's amazing. It's one of the Medici homes, if I'm not mistaken. See, I'm messing up my facts already, but it was so much overkill. What else did I do? Oh, I visited San Lorenzo, which I think is the one with the burial sites of some famous people like Galileo Galilei and Michelangelo and Dante Alighieri, I think. Yeah, overload. And Santa Croce, and I might be mixing those two up. Not sure now. But yeah, lots and lots of churches, lots and lots of museums, lots and lots of paintings. Amazing. Oh gosh, I saw La Primavera, Donatello. Yeah, I have to look up the name, but yeah, that was amazing. I loved seeing details, so specific details in paintings always catch my eye, like especially now that I've been stitching for a while. I always look at things like tapestries or embroidery on clothing, and yeah, that was quite interesting. So yeah, what else to say? I did lots and lots of walking, lots and lots of visiting museums and churches, and by the end of Wednesday I kind of was overloaded. And that was it. So I spent a good part of the afternoon just relaxing and getting my stuff together, because I had an early train the next day to Bologna, to the airport, and that was the end of my trip. I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of things. I have to say I loved visiting every bit of what I did. So Venice and Florence, definitely recommend those. It wasn't too busy. Florence, I expected it to be less busy because Venice wasn't as busy as Florence was. But yeah, Florence definitely for the dome and things to do around there. There was definitely a line. But even for the dome, I think I waited maybe 15 minutes. So it does go quickly. It was a bit cold, but sunny most of the time. So if you were in the shade like I was when I was waiting at the dome, then it was pretty cold. But for the rest, it was fine and dry and lovely. And can definitely recommend going out of season because definitely less lines and definitely like you're not in line to take a picture of a famous painting or a famous statue. You're just really free to browse around all the museums, and I didn't feel crowded at all. So yeah, loved it. We'll definitely be back. I can't imagine I did that in less than half an hour, but I did. So yeah, it will be longer because of some video and photographs I'll be adding. I will try and keep that to a minimum because I know what it's like to watch other people's photographs of holidays. But yeah, I will just try and find some things that I think you might enjoy because of our shared hobby. And yeah. I will see you probably in 2 or 3 weeks. I hope you are all doing well. As usual, there are things going on in the lives of many of us, and I hope that you're all dealing with it as best as you can. And I want you to know I'm thinking of you, and I will be definitely back in 2 or 3 weeks and with more stitching and maybe even a finish. Bye guys. This is the inside of the Doge's palace, and that is the basilica. Well, part of it. Gorgeous. It's a bit misty today. The Bridge.